Guys, hopefully I am live. First, let me check because if I'm not live, you guys don't see me.
Right.
Um, let's see here. Okay, yes, we are live.
All right.
We are live, and I want to welcome in everybody into the chat. Also, want to welcome in my guests to the right or left, whatever it's going to turn out to be. Is Jeff Asch? You'll either be called Jeff or Jeffrey.
Jeff's fine.
Jeff.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, so I'm going to talk to you guys at the beginning. You guys in chat, throw questions. If you have questions for Jeff, throw them out there. But I'm going to start out, introducing Jeff, have him talk a little bit, talk about how we got to know each other. He knows the whole drill. All right, so take it away, Jeff.
Okay. So what do you want to know?
Well, first thing I want to
How we
know is
met first? Well,
how'd you get into this?
I met you in high school.
Right.
So the exact first time that we met, I do not remember. I've got to say, but I knew you all through high school,
Right.
and we did tons of things together, and whatnot, and kind of got you into this biz a little bit. I remember you liked this, and I had another friend that that same thing happened with. They got really into it, especially the school plays in high school. I remember
Right.
that was fun. Yeah,
Yeah, you started doing plays. I remember that.
yeah, still do.
Yeah, you still do. Like Little Shop
Yeah,
of Horrors you did.
yeah, oh, yeah. Little shop. Yeah,
I
that was
remember that.
yeah.
But then the thing is, hey, welcome in everybody. 'Cause, again, we're welcoming Jeff Ash. So I will get to your comments pretty soon. And he's an actor. He's been on a lot of TV shows. So we're going to let him, I'm going to ask him a couple questions. And later, if you guys want to fill in and ask some questions, that'd be great. Okay. So, Jeff, we had the same class together, piano class,
That's right. Hmm.
Mr. Rudy.
Mr. Rudy was a
Right.
band, right?
Yep.
Hmm.
Playing them.
Absolutely. Yep.
Yeah.
On the piano.
So, first of all, why did you take piano?
Oh,
That's your dad?
well, my dad was a concert pianist, and
Right.
but it's really difficult to take from your parents for something like that. It's just weird. You can lax off, you get lazy. It's just different with a parent when you're learning that way. So
Right.
I just took it as an elective in high school because I love piano. I really do. To
Makes
this day, I wish I could play it a lot.
sense.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. So, you took that. And then when did you get a call for, I think it was Murphy's Romance
Murphy's Romance. Nope, wrong one.
or just one of the guys?
Just one of the guys. Oh yeah, that
Yeah,
was
just that's what I thought. Mark worked
yeah,
on Murphy's Romance and just one of the guys.
yeah. That was like in boy, 1984. Really dating myself now.
Was
Uh,
it 84?
I think it was.
Wow.
I think it was. Yeah, actually. But yeah, it was just like an extra in that. That was one of the first things. But
Right.
at the end at Big Surf, I remember it was fun and filming at the school, the high school. Can't remember which was it. Camelback High.
I
I,
think so. I
yeah,
think so.
yeah.
I,
That,
I think it was Camelback because Bill and Ted's was at East High School,
right.
right off of 40th
Right.
Street in McDowell.
And then Big Surf at the end. That was fun.
Right. I bet that was a blast.
Yeah, that was.
So you told me about this and you kind of got me interested and Mark. It wasn't just one, it was both of you.
Oh, okay. I got you. Yeah.
So and then okay, so continue on. What happened after high school?
What happened after high school? After high school, I went to the American Academy of Dramatic Arts. They were in Pasadena then.
Okay.
Now they're in Hollywood. But I learned everything I know in that school. It was just wonderful. Took classes for 2 years, and they had a third year program where you just do nothing but plays all year. There's no more learning, as it were, or taking classes. It's just plays. But after the second year, you have to be called back for every year too. It's like you can't just take the classes; they ask
Right.
you to come back. And so for the third year, I got called back, but but I turned that down because was getting work a little bit, and they didn't want you to work while you were in the college.
Really?
So, yeah, that was kind of like one of their things. And I had already started to work, especially doing a lot of plays and movies and things like that. So I
Right.
decided not to do that, and I'm glad it
Yeah.
worked out. Hmm.
So, what was your first break or your speaking part? What was that? Would
First
you say?
speaking part. Well, oh, first speaking part. Well, I did a movie, way back in '87 with Kato Kalin called Beach Fever. I
Oh, I
think it,
remember that.
yeah, I had a pretty good part in that. That was filmed in Oxnard, California. We did that. Oh my God, that summer was so much fun. I can't even take it. It
Wow.
was wonderful. We all, the picture, it was one of those B films. So we all had a room together. I remember it. Me, him, and the other lead guy, Rodney, I think his name was, were in the same hotel room. And
Right.
oh my God, it was so much fun at that time in your life. That's fun when you're
Yeah.
young. Yeah, so film that. Did that good part. I was in Arizona actually when I sent in for that movie through Dramalog. Remember that?
Yeah.
It's
Oh, yeah.
backstage now, but
Right.
you can send pictures in through anywhere, and they called me in. I remember and paid for the flights out there and cast me. So from Arizona, I couldn't find anybody in LA. I don't know why,
Do you
but
remember a movie that you, myself, and my friend Rocky worked on? Do you remember that?
um, you're gonna have to refresh my memory.
Put it this way: it was an Isaac Asimov film
In Isaac Asimov's.
called Nightfall. With
Oh yes, I do remember
remember that,
David Burney.
right? David Burney,
Yeah.
Meredith Baxter Burney. She even came on
Oh,
set.
I'm sorry,
She came on set one day.
Meredith Baxter.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, she's neat. She's great. Yeah, that's
yeah,
he's cool. I don't remember her from that film, but her husband was
yeah.
the
She came out to see him because she was filing divorce papers. Right.
oh, Madone. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, here she is working on Family Ties
uh,
with Michael J. Fox and Michael Gross and what have you.
right. Oh,
And
that
she
was huge
comes
for them
out.
too. Yeah.
It was crazy because David Burney's a well-known actor. He's very
Yeah.
well respected.
Hmm.
And here we are working on this very, 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 very low budget film.
I know. Did it ever get released?
Oh, yeah, it did. It
It
did get
did.
released. It's
Oh,
on Amazon.
are you serious?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Nightfall.
I didn't even know. Wow. I do remember Nightfall. That I completely remember it.
Do you remember having fun rolling in the dirt?
Yeah, Dan is dressed in those. What was it?
Those robes, those
Those.
purple robes.
Right. It was so weird.
Right.
Yeah, really
Right.
bizarre, kind of science fiction.
Yeah. It was,
Kind of
based on the Isaac Asimov film.
right. Based on
So
Alex. Yeah.
that's pretty crazy. First of all, I'm going to just welcome in everybody that's here so far. So we'll get to their questions pretty soon. Got
Okay.
Chatty Blogger MS and Kevin Theme Park Adventure. Welcome in, guys. I got Jeff. He's here. I got Rainbow. I can't talk. Rainbow Disney. Thank you. Gorilla's here. We got all kinds. We got a zombie. We got a travel zombie. We got a zombie. We got a gorilla. We got Rainbow
Well, look at that.
Disney. We have Chatty Blogger, and we have. Let's see.
You have a lot of fans, Larry. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm telling you, it's
Yeah.
great.
You
And
have a lot of fans, my friend.
yeah, Ronnie's World.
Okay.
Ronnie's World has been in some of my videos. So
Okay.
thank you, Ronnie. But okay, let's continue on here.
Okay.
So you worked on the film in 1987,
That was that was Beach Fever in '87.
Beach Fever, correct? When did you start getting into television? Like Friends and Drew Carey Show, which we're going to show a little later.
Well, one of the first things television wise, that I ever did was back in, I think it was 1990. It was Saved by the Bell was one of the first things I ever did.
Right.
And that story about that is really interesting because I didn't originally have the audition. My roommate did. And
Right.
I crashed the audition and ended up getting the part. So because he brought home the sides, and I'll never forget it. I'm reading it. I'm like, there's no way, I'm too perfect for this role. So I told him I was going to go, and he said, yeah, go ahead. And I did.
And
And
you got it.
I got it. I was so green at that time, though. Like I said, it was one of my first things. I came down. I didn't know what time the audition was. I was just going because I was going. I didn't have a time.
Right.
So I crashed it, and I crashed it at lunchtime. And
Nice. Nice.
so she's in there, the casting director, but nobody else is there. I walk in saying, I want to audition. And she's like, it's lunchtime. I said, oh, it is really. Okay, well, and she goes, I started to turn around, and she goes, wait a minute. Just stay for a second. And she asked me to come back to that day after I read for her, and then I went back to producers and got the role. So that's an interesting tale.
Yeah, you played what, Maxwell Nerdstrom or
Maxwell Clarence Nerdstrom.
Right, Clarence. You can't forget the Clarence.
I'm not sure if they say that ever in the episodes, but it in the script, I remember it was like that.
You were very natural when I saw that. You were very natural.
Oh, really? Okay. Well, good.
You fit in. No offense, but you fit into that nerd role.
Nerd, yeah. Well, I thought, usually those parts are kind of just nerdy. I kind of wanted to bring the sarcasm, as it were, and the nerd that thinks he's cooler than anybody else, but he's really not, and thinks like the world owes him a favor and thinks he can get anything he wants. So I kind of added that to it to see what that would do, and it worked.
Yeah. All right, somebody just said something. I will be live in a while. I hope you can come and say hi later. I will, Rainbow. I definitely will. So you did that.
Yeah, that was one of the first TV shows.
Right.
Yeah.
Did you like either? What would you say your favorite is? Plays, movies, or television?
Oh, my roots are always theater. I love theater. If you can do theater, you can do anything else. Television, commercials, movies, easy. Theater, it's a little more difficult. Keeping a character on for 2.5, 3 hours long.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. I did Jesus Christ Superstar.
Mm-hmm.
And we had to learn everybody's lines, everybody's music, everything else. Learn the whole dance routine. It took 6 months.
Yeah. Yep. It can for some productions. Believe it or not, there are productions like that professional productions that they get that up in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Because they're rehearsing all day because they can with professional actors do that. But they cast people who've done the roles before and know them backwards and forwards. So
that's great. We already have a question out here.
Oh, okay.
Okay. I'm going to show it to you. I don't know if you can see on the screen. You see it?
Let me see. Jeff, what was the cast of Saved by the Bell like? Mark David. Oh, they were great. They were absolutely wonderful to work with. They were all so young. I was a little bit older than them. So they were very young. It was right in the midst of its popularity, and I had no problems with anybody on that cast. They were all wonderful to work with.
So Mario Lopez and all that.
Mario Lopez. I would never. It was so easy. That week was so much fun. I remember.
Right.
And the other weeks that I did, it was no problems. There's no stories or any real bad tales about it. It was a lot of fun.
You didn't have any problems trying to remember the lines or anything?
Oh, no. I have kind of like a semi-photographic memory. And
like me.
That was easy, especially for TV. There are these little scenes. It doesn't take much. Now, for theater, you can imagine. But that's like keeping a character up for that long and memorizing all those lines.
Right. That's tough.
That's when you're an actor.
Right. It's tough. I mean, I can tell you. I did Sweet Charity. I did Godspell. I know when I was younger, I did
all those musicals.
What's that?
All those musicals, yeah.
Yeah, and then I did Christmas Carol. I was Fezziwig.
Yeah.
So I did that. Mike has another question. He's a chatty blogger. There's another question for you.
What does it say? let's see, favorite theater production of all time that I've done. Um, Probably How to Succeed in Business Without Really Trying, maybe, when I did that role as Finch, J. Pierpont Finch. That was wonderful. There are so many. I had
Right.
always wanted to play that role, so that was like when I got to do it finally. That
Yeah.
was wonderful. So I did that, and boy, so many others though, like Little Shop, Man of La Mancha, uh, Guys and Dolls. I do that a lot. There are so many, and a lot of
Right.
Shakespeare. But yeah, just too many to mention.
Yeah. Speaking of mention, I am going to try, like I said, hopefully I don't get shut down for this, but I'm going to probably just show a tidbit of it, then stop it, show a tidbit again. Now,
Okay.
you were on the Drew Carey Show, right?
Oh yes, yes. Mhm.
What did you think of that? How?
Oh, that was great. That was also. I mean, yeah, you never have bad things to say when you're working on television. Really, you're making a lot of money for the least work. So they end up being very, very great times. So that was great. It was a wonderful part. And I remember he took us out, as he did every week. He took the whole cast out after filming to eat to a restaurant on his dime, and that was a lot of fun. I
Oh,
did the
wow.
yeah the
Okay,
episode.
so what I'm going to do is I'm going to show a little bit of it, and then what's going to happen is I'm going to have you talk about maybe like this little part
Okay,
of you ready?
yeah,
Okay, let's see if I can do this. All right, let's see. Share. You see it?
yeah.
Okay. All right, guys, we're going to play it just a tad. Let me actually kind of fast forward to this part right here.
Oh yeah.
Okay, 2 seconds here.
Oh, man. Listen, this is probably not a value day, but I want to go home.
No, Drew, you are home.
Excuse me, but I think you're as beautiful as Emissary Dax on Deep Space Nine.
Don't be such a spod. Dex is a hot chick with an old man worm in her hand. Okay.
But I'm saying, like, she's in 7 of 9's league.
Yeah, well, 7 of 9 couldn't carry your cybernetic implant.
Well, I could listen to this for about 2 minutes, and I just did. So goodbye.
Okay, so let's talk about that a little bit. Stop sharing here.
Yeah.
Right. And YouTube, this is for educational purposes.
Yeah, right, exactly. Yeah.
All right, so go ahead.
Yeah, that was I do remember that scene. I hadn't seen that in eons. Yeah, that I remember filming that scene. She wasn't the best to work with. I got to be honest with you.
Really?
Yeah. She was a little tough. Everybody else was wonderful. I had
Right.
forgotten about that. When you just put this scene on now, I remembered that.
She seems like she was kind of.
Oh, sure. Well, yeah, but sometimes when people, you're making all that money and you've got a lot of, a lot of people are seeing you. Of course,
Right.
It's going to seem like you're that way. But when you actually get on set, sometimes they can be like they own the world. And,
Yeah.
yeah,
I've seen that
yeah.
happen. Let's show just a little bit more of this.
Okay.
And like I said, you guys, if you get some questions ready to ask Jeff, and he'll be gladly to answer them. Okay, let's see this.
So, what's a guy like you need to take a dating class for, huh?
Oh, me, I'm one of those guys who doesn't realize how attractive they are.
Oh. That's what my mom says about me. Wouldn't it be great if you could marry your mom?
I'm sorry, I can't hear you in my force field.
Huh?
Okay, all right. Okay, so how was he to work with? I mean, to be able to, you were
oh
so
my God.
natural.
The dream. Yeah, he was natural.
No,
Yeah.
you were.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's kind of what I learned at going to school and all that. You need to be natural, especially on TV. Yeah,
Right.
you need to be able to know how to do all the mediums: theater, TV, movies, commercials. They're all different, and the
Yeah.
more you know how to do each one, the better. More work you're going to get.
Right. Now, Can everybody hear Jeff okay? Let me know in the chat if you can hear him, if you can hear me okay, and if you can see him okay. But I'm going to get to this one thing here. Mike says, I got to play as Satirian in high school for a funny thing happened on the way to the forum, my favorite theater role.
Oh yeah, I've done that part too.
Yeah,
Show a few times as Mysterium. That's a great show. That's a funny show.
right.
Musical it is too, but it's done so well.
Okay, so after, I might have skipped ahead to Drew Carey Show, but after you did Saved by the Bell, what did you do?
After Saved by the Bell, oh geez, I was doing a lot of theater at the time too. I did another episode of Saved by the Bell. Started getting a lot of work like on shows like Step by Step, Family Matters, but I can't even remember, For Your Love. Um, oh God, Charmed.
Charm, right.
Yeah, just a bunch of little ones that just evolved through that decade, and that was nice. It was great. Yeah. So there are so many. I'm trying to think of
Friends,
Friends. That was a little later. Yeah,
Yeah.
Friends.
right.
And, that was with Susan Sarandon, working with her. So that was yeah,
That would have been awesome.
yeah. It was. It was one of those big episodes where it was 45 minutes instead
Right.
of 30 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they ended up cutting out the part for the when they switched it down to 30 because they had to, but because it was a smaller part in that one, but then they put it back in for the DVD when they released it on DVDs.
Oh, wow. Hey,
Yeah.
guess what? We got somebody else asked a question. Somebody
All right.
different. Okay, you ready for this?
Yeah.
Good friend of mine, and there you go.
What was your experience like on the set of Charmed? Charmed.
And any other stories you'll be willing to share?
Yeah, there's not really many stories from Charmed. That was pretty easy that week. Nothing really stands in my mind. I got to work with the guy from Big Fish, the real tall guy,
Right.
who passed away a few years back. But so that was fun doing that, being with him in that. And
What'd you play in Charm? And thank you, Shane Bennett, for the question.
I think it's like it was called Wimpy Guy, if I'm not mistaken. I can't remember. And
I think you're right.
yeah, something like that. Yeah, there were nothing really that sticks in my mind about that one except that it was a lot of fun, as usual, and that's it.
How was the cast? The cast was pretty good.
Yeah, the cast was easy. Of what I got to work with, they were good. I don't always get to see all of the cast when you work,
Right.
so especially the ones that aren't live, and
Yeah.
that wasn't live. So if you're not working with them in your scenes, then you don't either see them. You're not
Yeah.
working. So, but that was what I remember. That was great.
Yeah, I gotta check that out because I don't ever think I've seen that one with you in it.
Yeah,
I mean, you goes from a nerd to a wimpy guy.
same thing basically, right?
Yeah, yeah. I think the only time I saw you not really, I don't know if you really call you a nerd, but it was on Magnificent Seven.
Oh yeah, Magnificent Seven. I forgot about that. That was a great role. That's a good story actually.
Yeah, go ahead. Let people know.
That story. I was doing a production called The Nerd. It's a play,
Right.
hilarious play, and playing the nerd, and of course, and the producers of that show, Mag 7, were in the audience one night,
Right.
and he comes up to me after the show and he says, "I got a great part for you. It's not now. It's like in a few months from now, you know." And here I'm like, "Okay, great." But he really liked the show and did that. I get a call 3 months later from my agent saying they want to use you on Magnificent Seven. I said, "What?" Because he didn't say what it was. He
Right.
just said a part, you know. So I wasn't sure what it was. So then when I went in to read for it, I was like, that was exciting. That was a pretty big part.
Yeah, it's funny because I was out there when they were doing the pilot out in Patagonia area,
Yeah.
Moscal,
Yeah.
and I got to say hi to Michael Bean,
Oh, yeah.
Ron Perlman, and all that. In fact, last time I saw Ron Perlman, I got him on the phone to talk to you.
Oh, yes, that's right.
Was that cool or what?
Yeah, that was cool. Yeah, they were great. Everybody on that show was, once again, great. That was one that, just came out of the blue. I didn't expect it,
Right.
When somebody sees you in something else and they call your agent up, that's nice. So, especially when it's from work they've seen you do on stage. That's why I recommend stage for everybody when they're starting out, even free theater.
Right.
Did free theater for years, community theater, and then worked to where I got my equity card, did a bunch, and still do. Got my card way back in '94, but yeah, because it leads to that. You meet so many people in this business that are some are working, some are not, but some have agents. If you don't have one, that they can bring you in. Possibly, it's a great community all around to do these shows. And it pays off. Let me tell you.
Yeah, the business is crazy. I mean, I know, and
Yeah,
it can be like
it
a
really
roller
is.
coaster. Huh?
It really is, and now more than ever, it's just there's so many different shows
Right.
on television and just everywhere. It's like the streaming services. There's so many different production companies, so many different shows, and it's still. You would think it'd be easier to get work, but it's not.
Right.
So it's a lot of the stuff.
Yeah, I just had Mike in chat says Wimpy Guy he said, hold on. Spin City was where Jeff played the Wimpy Guy.
Oh, Sin City. Yeah. Oh,
Spin
that's the name of
City.
the episode.
Yeah, Spin City.
Okay. I couldn't remember the name of the episode. That rings a bell, though.
Yeah, let me check here. And Charm, Wimpy Guy says right here.
Yeah, I remember.
Episode 1. Wimpy Guy. I'm looking on IMDb. You guys, I put in the link IMDb. So if you guys want to actually see Jeff's work or what have you, what he's done, that would be fantastic. Now he has another thing to say. Great Beatles T-shirt. Third question, Jeff.
Thanks.
Now and Then, the last Beatles tune. What was your take on it?
I loved it.
Did you like it?
Absolutely flipped over it. I think it was wonderful what they did with Lennon's voice in that, bringing it to what it was. All the songs they did after his death, they did 3, were fabulous.
Right.
The ones Free as a Bird and Real Love as well, way back in '96 that they did.
That's when the
Yeah.
Beatles, they say, gotten back together. And,
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Right. That's how they did it. They did that
right.
anthology. And
Yeah,
that's-
yeah.
Now and Then I thought was great.
They had
The
to use
miss
AI
was
on
the
that.
bridge. I would have liked to see a bridge in there, but there
Yeah.
wasn't.
That would have been nice to have a bridge.
Yeah, there is a bridge in the song, but that Lennon did, but they decided not to put it in.
That's kind of a shame.
Yeah.
Yeah, what do you think about, let's switch topics a little bit, about AI coming into this whole,
AI. I have a love-hate relationship with AI. Actually, I love it for the information part of it, that you can just get anything that you want really fast. I hate it on social media where you cannot tell what picture is AI and what's not. It
right.
is oh so annoying. I can't even tell you how it aggravates me. It does. That's my take on that.
Yeah, I'm not big on AI. I just, people are thinking, well, you can bring actors back like Humphrey Bogart and all this stuff, John Wayne.
Yeah, and for that stuff, if you just want, there are a lot of on social media, with these deceased actors standing next to their gravestone, smiling and stuff.
Right, right.
It's AI then,
Oh, yeah.
and that's fine to do. Some people really like that, and I understand that. It's when they're trying to make you think something's real,
Right.
and not. That's the part where everything, oh wow, look at that, that's so great. It's AI.
It's
Okay.
AI.
Oh yeah.
You know what I've always wanted to do with you and do with you. That I gotta throw that one out of the park. You and I to do something was, you know how I'm a big fan of Abbott and Costello, right?
Of who?
Abbott and Costello.
Oh yeah, sure.
I always wanted to do kind of a type of a routine, kind of like an Abbott and Costello routine
Oh.
with you and I.
Oh, that would have been fun. Yeah.
Because you're more of the character like Luke Costello was.
Oh, I've been compared to him in so many reviews early on. Oh my God.
Yeah.
For theater. So many. Yeah.
I'm more the straight man guy.
Right. Straight man, taller, a little bit taller.
Right,
I'm
right.
sure.
So
Yeah.
Costello, I'm going to be manager of the team, and then Costello goes, so do you know the player's name? And I said, yeah. Let's see. There's who's on first, what's on second, on those on third.
Yeah, I don't know who's on third. Right, exactly. That's so great
Yeah.
to go through. It's fun. My wife teaches fifth grade, and she does that in her class every year.
Right.
And they get a big kick out of it.
Yeah, I just thought one day it'd be fun if we just did that for fun and put it out there.
Yeah.
I would have to come to your area.
Yeah, come on down, baby.
Right, since you're not in Arizona anymore.
I don't know where, I'm sure it's
Let's go back. You worked on a movie called Snitch.
Oh yeah. Yes, I did.
Talk about that, because you were totally different type of character on there.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that was great. I got to work with Marley Matlin, and I can't remember Billy something. I can't remember his other name, but he's worked a lot as well. And that was another really good part. And there's a good story to that too, is that I got that by basically doing work as well in a scene class that I was doing at the time. And the writer slash director was in the class with me. It's all about just scenes and stuff like that. But
Right.
he saw it and thought I was right for the part and brought me in.
Yeah, that's funny. I finally, you know how you go on YouTube to try to find a movie or something like that?
Mhm.
They had it broken up in like 1 part, 2 part, 3 part, 4 parts.
Oh, it did?
Yeah. So I had to look and find out, okay, where are you? And I saw your character, Jerry, and you walked into this apartment.
Yeah.
And I guess whatever snitched on you, you got beat up. And
Oh, yeah, I got die in the film.
yeah, with that, like they pulled out like a wire or something.
Yeah, they do. They strangled me with something. I remember my grandmother getting real upset about that when she saw it.
Yeah. I actually, be honest with you, I couldn't get to that part. I wasn't going to watch it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
The reason why is because, when I, like you, see, it's like with Keanu Reeves, when I got to know him, when he started doing films, I just couldn't watch him. It's
Yeah.
really a weird thing.
Really? Oh,
Yeah. I don't know what it is, but because
Yeah.
when you get to know somebody and then they end up playing this one character and this and that, is for me, I know them as who they
That's
are.
right. It's different. Yeah. It's
Right. And I didn't want to see you kick the bucket.
Yeah, right. Exactly. I understand. Some people, it's really real, and I
Right.
will admit it did look real in that film. I remember. So yeah, a lot of people don't like to see that stuff, but
Yeah.
tell yourself it's only a movie. Always.
Right. Yeah. It's only a movie. Well,
Doing different characters like that is what I strive for as an actor. Doing versatile parts, and it's kind of hard for me because I'm typecast usually in a specific part. But
yeah.
type of character. So I do just about every kind of part on stage,
Mhm.
a different kind of part in commercials, a different kind of type usually in TV, and then another one in movies. So,
Right.
it's a neat chance to work.
Yeah. Where you're not always playing, don't take this wrong, a nerd on television.
Right. Exactly. That's why, I try to, even if I'm playing a nerd, I try to bring something different to it.
Right.
You
So
know.
I don't really think that character on Magnificent Seven wasn't really a nerd. You were just
No.
a reporter.
Yeah.
That wanted to do a story about what Michael Bean's character or what have you.
Yeah, exactly. That was Robert. Was it Robert Young who was in that?
No,
Robert,
it was
not Robert Young.
Robert Vaughn.
Robert Vaughn. That's right. Yeah.
Unbelievable. You
Yeah.
lucky to
Yeah.
play that. What is it? It's like, this is incredible.
Yeah. It was fun because I actually got to work with him. So,
Robert Vaughn is one of my favorite actors because he was in also Man from Uncle, but he was also in a
Right.
miniseries called Centennial.
oh, yeah.
David Jansen. It starts out like in the late 1700s with Robert Conrad
Yeah.
and what's the other guy? He just passed away not too long ago. The red hair guy. He was in Shogun and
I haven't watched that, so I don't know.
yeah, I can't think of his name right now, but they were both, like good friends. They were trappers, fur trappers, this and that.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
it started back in the late 1700s all the way up to 1978.
Oh.
So it had to do with a murder mystery that took place back in the early 1900s or
Oh, cool.
yeah,
love
there
hearing
were so many people like Andy Griffith was in it.
Oh, wow.
The guy that was oh my God, there were so many people.
In
Merle
Centennial.
Haggard.
Yeah. Oh, Merle Haggard.
Yeah, he plays Cisco Calendar. So, and David Jansen.
David Jansen. I remember him.
He was running for governor against Robert Vaughn. And Robert Vaughn's family is the one that had this. They were like play actors, and they did this little crime where they pretend that the husband comes home and finds her with another guy, and
Oh,
they would get the money or whatever from him. But
really?
this guy found out that he didn't fall for it, so they kind of knocked him out, but he died, and the little boy had to hide him in the water into this little cave, and nobody knew about it, and they started becoming very wealthy with their little thing, and it just went on and on. And so later on in 78, Robert Vaughn's character was connected to that family, and he knew about this.
Yeah.
So it was such an incredible
I haven't
miniseries.
seen that. Yeah, that's cool.
So not to get off topic. All right. So again, we have Jeff Asch here, well-known actor.
Actor. Yeah.
Actor.
Actor.
Let's see what else to talk about.
Talk about.
Talk about.
Talk about. Pop
Talk
music.
about,
Remember
talk
that song?
Talk about.
Remember that song? That was around when we went to school. Pop,
Yeah, about the
pop
80s.
music. Pop, pop.
Pop music.
Yeah.
Talk about. Yeah, Kaja Gugu Too Shy. Remember, you said not to be typecast. What would you say out of all of these characters, what would have been your favorite?
Out of all the on television?
Yes, on television.
On television, the best character that I've played actually probably would be Magnificent Seven.
Would
I
it?
like that one a lot. Yeah.
And your Steele, what was your first name?
Steele.
Jack Steele?
Yeah. Yeah. That the reporter. That was
Jack
a lot.
Steele. Yeah.
A great role. So there was a lot to do with it. It was an hour long.
Yeah, and you were going to get a recurring role. Weren't you going to be, if the season would have stayed on?
No, I don't think that part was ever meant to recur. I was always wished it would have, but it didn't. And I think it only lasted, 2 seasons anyway, that show?
Yeah, only 2 seasons. And I was hoping they'd do another one because their character was, something like that they needed in there.
Yeah, yeah.
To kind of build the character charisma with the other guys.
Yeah, right. That was
right. Instead of the same stories.
It's true. Yeah, that was really cool. Maybe if it had gone on, I would have gotten another episode or 2 out of it. Which
I think you could have easily.
Maybe, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, if I worked on it, if I was a director or whatever on that, I would actually have you come back.
Thanks. Yeah.
How good you did that. And then you and your donkey or mule.
Oh, yeah. I rode the horse during that. They had to teach me exactly, do that and get, all that stuff. That was funny. There's one shot where you could see that I'm leaning. I'm almost falling off.
Right.
Scenes.
Now, Mike has another question for you.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, here you go. He says, favorite all-time Beatles song, Jeff?
Favorite all-time Beatles song? Oh boy, that's like swallowing glass. Let's see. Favorite all-time Beatles song?
Right.
Boy, there's so many. I have a few favorites. I love Hey Jude. I love I Am the Walrus. I love um, uh, Sergeant Pepper, the entire album. I
Yeah.
just flip over all of it, the entire album. And when you listen to it in, you know, atmosphere now that they have, it's playing through all the speakers. It's like you're right there. So yeah, I love All You Need Is Love. I'm Only Sleeping, Revolver, Here, There, and Everywhere. There's so many. There's just, too many.
Do you have a favorite bandmate, as they would say in England? A favorite mate? Who would it be? John Lennon, George Harrison, Paul McCartney, or Ringo Starr?
Boy, that's also tough because you had three of the best writers ever in the same group, songwriters. So I'm more of a music man, so I like
Right.
Paul because he did a lot of the real music stuff. Well, John was a little more grittier, but but you put them together, you marry their music together, and it was just out of this world, gorgeous. John too, I love. It's hard,
It's
but
tough. if you
yeah,
think
those
about it.
melodies that they created in the amount of time, only like 7 or 8 years,
Yeah.
to still be the best band ever.
Yeah.
It amazes me.
It's crazy because my mom was always a big fan of John Lennon, and I've
Yeah.
always liked Paul McCartney because
Hmm.
Paul McCartney ended up marrying Linda Eastwood, who was basically with the Kodak,
Oh, Linda
and
Eastwood, yeah,
Linda McCarthy. And the thing is about that, they did Paul McCartney and Wings.
yeah. Who also was a great group, actually. So
Yeah.
all the 70s, they were like the fourth highest grossing band in the 70s. believe it
Right.
or
Denny Lane from Moody Blues. He had that
And
one song, Go Now,
not.
left.
Yeah, right, sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Those
So
albums, great.
you know me, I'm a big music nut and motion picture industry and blah blah blah. You know what I
Sure.
mean.
Yeah, I love
Let's see.
gorgeous too.
Mike says because one of the best Beatles tunes was with a 3-part harmony.
Oh, If I Fell is one of my
Yeah,
favorites.
if I fell in love with you.
That's one of
da-da.
my favorite Lennon songs ever.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's beautiful. The 3-part harmony in that. You never heard stuff like that, I mean, can
No.
you imagine hearing that for the first time in '64?
Yeah.
I mean, it just had to be mind blowing because it is still today. And those harmonies that they come up with, nobody was doing that.
Hi, Lisa. Lisa is here.
Hey, Lisa.
She is from the UK,
Oh,
United Kingdom.
very good then. Yes.
Lisa, this gentleman here is Jeff Asch. He has been on TV shows from Drew Carey, from Friends to Charm to Magnificent Seven TV series to movies like Snitch. Let's see what else. Just One of the Guys.
Adventures in Dinosaur City.
Right. Family Matters.
Bunch. Yeah.
And so he is here to join me as a guest because we both went to high school together.
Yeah. We did. Those were the days, my friend. Those were the days. Let me tell you.
Yeah, it's crazy. This. Of course, I was trying to work on a couple of projects, and I wanted to get you in, especially
Oh yeah.
the Ghostwriters.
Yes, I know. That was such a sin that never happened.
Yeah, that's a shame because that would have been. It's perfect because it's supernatural. It's not gory or anything.
No, it's I
It's a
love
Western,
film. I love supernatural horror
right?
film.
And it's a Western. I mean, can you imagine just watching a movie Supernatural called The Ghostwriters and
Mhm.
having Jeff Asch in it?
Come on.
And oh man, you would have been perfect. And you see this kid having nightmares about these dead cowboys and stuff like that, and
Mhm.
and then I guess earlier on these outlaws were killed and they came back for revenge and become ghostwriters.
Yeah.
So it's kind of loosely based on the song "Ghostwriters in the Sky."
Mm-hmm.
So like
I love the
cowboy.
script. I thought the script was good, and it's too bad that we never got to do it.
Yeah, and now right now I'm focusing on another one called The Poster.
Oh, good. Well, excellent.
And yeah, I've been talking to Richard Grieco about it. It's basically just real simple out there. I'll let people know because it's
Okay.
already in the works.
Yeah.
It's about a lady back in the early 1970s that getting ready to lose a ranch. She works at a diner. She has a little girl named Angel. She's walking home and she sees a poster on the wall. It says $50,000 to enter a rodeo. So she kind of got that in her head. Maybe if I enter this rodeo, I can save my ranch because her uncle wants to take it away from her. He's the mayor of Cody.
Mhm.
So I pitched this idea to Robert Redford, to Bob,
Oh, yeah.
and he said it was one of the best pitches he's ever heard.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow. Good.
Yeah, I
love
couldn't believe it. He says all the time I've taught and did things at Sundance, teaching people how to do pitching and everything else. He said it was real short to the point because he was just started working on Dark Skies, Dark Wind, and he
Okay.
said I love it, but then unfortunately passed away.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, that's too bad. Yeah. Yeah. That's really cool.
So now I got Richard Grieco involved.
Yeah. Isn't that who was with the last film too? With
Richard Grieco, yes.
Ghost
Yes.
Riders. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, and he was going to be one of the characters, and he still says he hasn't given up on that
I was going to say, yeah, why not try to get that up again?
because he said that is one of his favorite. He says of everything he's worked on, 21 Jump Street, Night of the Roxbury, If Looks Can Kill, all these films he's worked on. He says reading that script is probably my most favorite script I've ever read.
Mm-hmm.
Was the Ghost Riders because it's so prolific, so real.
Yeah, I know it's great. The characters are fabulous, and so I don't know why it never got done. It was slated to get done. I remember.
The script was written real well.
Yeah, I know.
So, we'll
Did
see
you
what
write it?
happens. You never know what the future has to hold. So speaking, let you guys know if you guys have any questions. Lisa came in. Jim, this is Jeff. Like I said, he's worked on a lot of TV shows. That's him. He's doing my piece thing. You watch my piece.
Yeah.
I get balloons.
I like that.
I get to celebrate. No, actually, you know what? This is what I think
That's
we should
awesome.
all do.
You're not a crook, are you?
Right?
Not a crook. Yeah,
Or I could do this. Let's see.
that's a biggie. Yeah, that's a biggie. Ah, yeah.
So, but getting back to Jeff here, because it's all about Jeff. If you had to pick a TV show that you would want to come back that you worked on, what would it be?
You mean one I've already worked on and come back?
Yeah, what a TV series that you wish could have came back or a reboot or what have you.
A reboot. Well, there was almost a reboot of Saved by the Bell. There was actually.
Saved by the Bell.
Yeah. That's not necessarily the one I would, but maybe another episode on either Friends or Drew Carey. Actually, I think that would be. Yeah.
I think that would be great if you bring a show back like that, so you can, reprise your role or what have you later on, and I think that would be really neat.
Step by Step was fun too. I remember that.
Yeah, Mike is still talking about the Beatles.
Oh, cool. I can talk
Jim
about
says, "Hey Larry, let's do a fundraiser for my fracked up knees." Fracked up knees. I'm so sorry, Jim. You're going through that. What else can we talk about?
Yeah. What else would you like to know, Larbs?
Are you ever coming back to Arizona to visit or anything?
Yeah, because my mom still lives there. I'll be back this summer at some point. So,
Okay, you will be.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And you're going to contact me, right?
Absolutely. Yeah, you're still there. So absolutely.
Right.
Yeah. So I'm always going. She lives in Scottsdale, where from. Well, the second part of my life was Scottsdale. First was Pennsylvania.
Right.
Yeah.
Now, is it the same house I went to? In
Oh
Scottsdale?
no, that's
Different?
they moved out of that house a long time ago. She lives kind of in North Scottsdale. Troon. Yeah, it's a beautiful place.
Oh wow.
Yeah, she's very lucky.
Near Troon or?
Yeah, Troon Fairways, it's called.
Yeah, that's not too far from Pinnacle Peak.
Yeah, right. Exactly. I was just going to say it's kind of close to Pinnacle Peak.
Yeah, they filmed The Highwayman out there. They filmed Rick Schroeder lived out there for a time being.
Did he? Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. But yeah, because I want to do like a little short skit we can put out there, and you and I, and just be
I'm always up
there.
for that.
What?
I'm always up for that. So,
Yeah, be ourselves.
Yeah.
We could
Sure.
do something like that. Okay, so here's a question for you from Travel from Lisa from
Mhm.
UK. What's Jeff up to nowadays? Any new projects?
Most of the projects I do now are theater. A lot of theater. I don't do as much film and TV, as it were, as I did those years ago. But I do a lot of professional theater. It's kind of how I make my living, doing that, and from film and TV too. But the most consistent work is theater. I also love that the best. Those are where my roots are. So yeah, a lot of musical theater, a lot of straight shows too. Anything from Shakespeare to Neil Simon. So yeah.
So if a TV show or somebody called you, said something was perfect for you, would you do it?
Oh sure,
Jump on
yeah.
it?
If I like if I like the script, yeah, for
Yeah.
sure.
Do you still have an agent?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. Then you're SAG, right?
Yeah.
Okay. For those who don't, or after, no, is basically it's a union for Hollywood as SAG is Screen Actors Guild.
Yeah.
So I didn't know if you were still after or SAG or what have you.
Oh yeah, I've been SAG since 1990, I think it was.
Wow.
Yeah, and then Equity since 1994.
Yeah.
So
Now, have you ever thought of doing your own YouTube channel?
I've thought about it, but then that's all I've done is think about it. I haven't ever done anything about that. But if I get an idea, a real idea for something, maybe I'd go through with it. But I'd need a little doing that. Yeah.
Yeah. I like to have you on more often, to be honest with you.
Yeah. Well, just let me know.
Yeah. And we got some other stuff here. Let's see. Mike's like, okay, fifth question, I guess. Let's see. What do you miss about Arizona? I lived in Scottsdale for 17 years.
What do I miss about it? Well, it's where I grew up and went to high school since I've been about 10. I lived there and then moved out of there about when I was 20. So I miss it's hard to describe. It's like so clean there, at least where I was
Right.
brought up in Scottsdale. It's like everything is just beautiful. I hate the hot. I really didn't like that. Doesn't matter if it's a dry heat or humidity. Yeah, it's a thumbs down on that hot,
Yeah.
which I'm sure already is there now. But I love Arizona. I always have.
Yeah.
It was interesting moving from Pennsylvania into Arizona. When I was only about 10 years old, so different.
Yeah.
But yeah, I miss mostly probably the time that I grew up there is what I miss the most. Had some of the times there. Yeah.
Remember Theater Works?
Yes, I
I was
sure.
involved with Theater
That was
Works.
in Glendale, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
It was.
That
That was a lot of fun.
few shows there. Yeah.
It was a lot of fun. I remember that.
To go. Yeah.
But let's see. Travel with Lisa says theater is harder, right? I love theater shows.
Yeah. Theater is the toughest one. If you can do theater, usually you can do anything. But like I said before, they're all different mediums.
Right.
I mean, some people who do theater cannot do film or TV at
Really?
all. Oh, yeah. They're different mediums. It's like being on a camera up close is so different than playing a house of 2,000 people or whatever.
Right.
Not always 2,000 people, but I try to bring the naturalness to the character to whatever I do. So that's because you always have to have that with theater. It's a little more of heightened reality.
And
I'd
you're
say.
live. Well, you're live on sometimes
Live.
like live or tape in front of a live audience.
Yeah, but it's only you're working all week on it, and it's only a half hour sitcom. You're doing scene by scene, so it's pretty easy. Actually, it's not theater's more of a challenge.
You can't just say cut. Okay.
Yeah,
Act
right.
one, guys, in theater.
Exactly. You got to be locked in, have a great performance, and do it. And I've been blessed to be able to do that my whole life.
Okay, here's a challenging question for me. What was the most prolific actor or actresses you ever got to work with?
That's from you.
Yes, from
Oh,
me.
to me. Okay.
To you.
Let's see. What's a good Beatles song too? Let's see. The most prolific that I've ever worked with. God, boy, there have been so many. Susan Sarandon was one. Um, oh God, Imogen Coca was one. I remember.
Oh,
Yeah,
wow.
yeah. Oh my God, you never can remember them when you're put on the
Well,
spot.
Robert Vaughn, you said.
Robert Vaughn, all the guys in Mag 7, Michael Bean, um, who else? Oh, Christopher Guest.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was a great one to work with. Who else?
Drew Carey, how was he?
Drew Carey, all of those. Yeah, they were. I don't know if one was more prolific over the other.
Right.
And, there really were a lot, not to sound, you know, arrogant or anything, but there were. And it's hard to remember them, you know. Um, great. I've been lucky and blessed to be able to work with some of the people that I've worked with. I
Yeah.
feel honored and blessed.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
I've been honored to know you for a friend for many, many years.
Yeah. Mhm.
And Mike says, Jeff, do you know Emma Stone from Desert Stages, formerly of Scottsdale? One of my nieces worked with her.
No, I don't know Emma Stone. I wish I did, but I don't. Yeah, I didn't know she was even from Arizona.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. And she worked at Desert Stages. Do you remember that theater, Larry?
Yeah, I do.
Okay. It sounds familiar. Where was
In
that?
Scottsdale?
Scottsdale.
Yeah.
When was that there? Because I don't remember that from when I
It
was
was a while ago. I think it was a long time ago.
long time, like in the 80s.
Probably the 80s, early 90s.
I
But
just
you already left. You left.
Oh, okay. Well, that's why I don't know it then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's so many people that come out of Arizona. A lot of people don't know this.
Yeah.
I know Tom Cruise had a problem. He was dyslexic. And Tom Cruise,
Oh, Tom Cruise. Yeah.
he came out here one time because he had to learn how to read, scripts because he was dyslexic.
Oh,
However you say the word.
yeah. Dyslexic. Yeah.
Yeah. And so Nick Nolte,
Mm.
there's so many people that
Yeah,
came
there
out
are.
here. Huh?
That came out of Arizona. That sounds
Oh,
great.
yeah. Yeah, tons. You?
Yeah. Oh, thanks. Yeah. Nothing compared to those guys, though. But that's why it was always neat when you did a movie in Arizona, you knew it was going to be seen probably in the theaters because it was a big deal. Not a lot of stuff came out of Arizona, especially back then. So you knew it was going to be a big deal. Like you knew just one of the guys was going to be seen. A lot of it was cheaper to film there, I'm sure, than
Yeah.
LA. Why they did it.
Yeah, Mike says it was near Scottsdale Fashion Square.
Oh, I remember Scottsdale Fashion Square.
Oh, yeah.
That's
I got to work there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
That's
Yeah.
where I met Jeff Lynne from ELO.
Oh, one of my faves too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jeff Lynne. See, who else did I meet there? Carol Shelby, had lunch with him.
I'm not familiar who that is.
Shelby Cobra, the Cars, Mustang.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So him, Mickey Mantle.
Mickey Mantle. Wow.
Mickey Mantle. There's a few others I just can't think right now. I know
Yeah.
when I was working at Los Arcos, what is her name? Mary Wilson from Diana Ross and Supremes.
Okay.
I got to meet her. I got to know her. And Matt Jardine, Al Jardine's son.
Al Jardine. Oh, yeah. Matt Jardine. The Beach
Yeah.
Boy. Yeah.
Became
Another one
friends
of
with him.
Yeah.
But what else I was going to ask you?
Yeah. I remember Fashion Square. There was a record shop down there called Circles.
Yeah,
And-
Circle's right.
Yeah. I remember buying 45s from there all the time.
Yeah.
It's a great little place.
Again, guys, if you have any questions, to ask Jeff, let me know. Put them in chat. Also, Jeff, I appreciate you being here. This is a
My
treat.
pleasure.
treat and
My
a half.
dude.
There was something I was going to ask you, and I cannot remember.
Yeah. Ask away, buddy.
Yeah, what was it? See, that's what you get for becoming old.
Oh, I
right?
know. Sometimes, you have all of this stuff that you want, and then it goes right out of your head.
Right, and then through the
Yeah.
other side.
Yeah.
I feel more like I told people I'm more of a sit-down comedian than stand-up.
Oh, yeah.
You know why?
I hate stand-up. Yeah.
Well, because I'm too lazy for stand-up.
Yeah. Stand-up is hard.
Yeah,
Stand-up is tough. You need really good material for
Yeah.
stand-up. Some of the
Yeah.
best material that I've ever heard in stand-up was Woody Allen. Have you ever heard his stand-up routines?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Love them. They're so creative
Yeah.
and so funny. I did a lot of his stuff during high school. Remember speech tournaments?
Yes.
Did you? Yeah.
Yeah.
Did a lot of that.
Wow.
So much fun to do.
It's ironic that I've known a lot of people in the business, right? Like Richard Grieco, we've been friends for over 20 years. Let's see who else. Sam Jones, I told you about Flash Gordon and everything else.
Mm-hmm.
And there I go saying everything else. Why? It's the acting school. Don't say like, okay. They taught that in acting school.
Burn.
You remember that?
About the acting school?
Yeah, when they say, don't say like, watch your ums.
Yeah, there's so many things to learn growing up with that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure.
Mike says, who's your favorite musical artist you have met personally, Jeff?
That I've met personally.
Yeah.
Probably
Good
Brian
person.
Wilson.
Who?
Brian Wilson.
Brian Wilson from the Beach Boys?
Yeah.
See, I never got to meet him, but I met all their Mike Love. I met all the rest of them.
Oh, really?
Carl Wilson.
Yeah, all the Wilsons are gone now, but yeah, he was one of my favorites. Another group that I just love so much, the Beach Boys.
Yeah.
They do some great stuff. They're not just all surf and cars and girls and stuff like that, which is fine. But when they evolved musically, holy mackerel, Andy, they did great stuff.
Yeah.
Yep.
Not Brain, it's Brian. Jim's over here.
Oh, Rainn Wilson. Yeah.
Yeah, Brain Wilson. I mean, he was incredible genius.
Yeah, he really was.
With pet sounds and stuff like that. But see, mine was becoming friends with Alan and
Jardine.
Carl Wilson.
Yeah, I didn't know that you had met them, Carl and Alan.
Oh yeah, Carl. Mike Love was.
Yeah, Mike Love isn't loved.
Mike Love is kind of not all the love is there.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, I'm a real bad sit-down comedian. Mike Love was there. The whole group except for Brian.
Yeah, of course.
And I was taking pictures, and they were taking pictures with me and all this stuff. And Carl looked at me and says, "Don't you want a picture of me?"
No way, he did.
Yeah, he did. Honestly, I would
Oh,
not lie. He said, "Don't you want a picture of me?" So I took one, but
that's
yeah.
great. Yeah, I would want one with him, probably over Al.
Yeah.
Yeah, any of them, they're all good.
The monkeys who I've met, between you, like I mentioned earlier, I would never have gotten into this if it wasn't for you, Mark.
Oh, cool. Excellent. Well, I'm glad to hear that. I'm glad it could be inspiring in some way.
Well, you did because, I don't know, Mr. Rudy was just Mr. Rudy, right?
Oh, yeah.
In piano class.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Mr.
Rudy. And,
remember he said left-handed, you should not play a guitar left-handed?
Oh, baloney. Are you
He
kidding
told
me?
me that.
Some of the best guitars are left-handed, please.
Yeah, he said, no, it is wrong to play.
Get lost. I didn't know he was like that.
Yeah, he told me that.
Wow.
He told me that, and I said, you know what? There's other great left-handers. He says, but you need to learn right-handed at your age. You need to start learning.
You are kidding me right now. I have no idea. But lefties are some of the most creative people I've ever met. They're wonderful.
And of course, you know me. Lefty.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Yes. I left you a long time ago. I'm sorry.
Yeah. No, lefties are awesome. I talked about that with my wife too. It's like, you see a lot of them, they're only like supposed to be like 10% of
Yeah.
the population, but you see so many, if you watch film and TV, so many of the actors are left-handed.
Right.
It's interesting if you really think of how little 10% is, and then you see TV shows and stuff, and how many times they're writing with their left hand or throwing with their left hand.
Right.
A lot of lefties in acting.
You notice that? I've noticed that in the political field and in the motion picture, because when you go to like the Comic Cons, quote unquote, and they'll sign autographs, there's lefty, they're lefty, and
Yeah,
just
right,
kind of
right.
like, really?
Lefties, yeah.
Yeah, they're lefties. And there's even a store. Just got back from Florida, and there's a store at Disney Springs called Lefties.
Really? Oh, all
Yeah.
stuff for lefties, yeah.
Yeah,
right.
shirts, seeing left-handed stuff, and
They have all that stuff, yeah. I mean, they make them.
yeah,
Yeah. I actually wish I was left-handed completely.
yeah. Well,
Bat left-handed. That's the only thing I do left.
what's
So,
that, bat?
Bat, yeah.
The only thing I do right-handed is play ice hockey.
Oh, really? That's
Yeah, I shoot with the.
You shoot with your right hand.
Yeah, yeah.
Wow. So you bat left as well?
I bat left like this,
Yeah.
but when I play ice hockey, it's this way.
Wow. That is
And when I
interesting.
golf, it will go this way. So it's very unusual.
That is rare. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what my doctor said today when I went to see my doctor. We're not going there. I don't have any special effects like some people go, "Mrrr,"
Later.
all that fun stuff. But Jeff, I don't want to keep you, but I want to see if anybody else has any questions
Then we'll call it a
out
day.
there before we end the stream. Okay, so what do you have going on in the future, and how long you been married too, you and your wife?
Oh, I've been married since 2004. So
Okay.
22 years this year, I guess it'll be.
Yeah, my wife and I have been married since '93, so it's going to be 33 years.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Can you believe that?
Oh, my gosh. Yeah, you got me beat. Yeah. You've had some surgeries recently, huh, too?
Yeah, some things that just
Heart. I was so happy to hear.
heart surgery.
Yeah, that you made that through. That was touch and go.
That was tough. That was really, really tough. In fact, I was telling people I was going to go out to. There's a gentleman I just had a Zoom call yesterday for a couple hours. His name's Eric. He runs a thing on Instagram for Back to the Future. And we talked about one of the YouTubers out there called Adam DeWoo. He was a big, well-known YouTuber out there. Even though I started doing stuff before YouTube, to be honest with you.
Right.
But, when you go on vacation and do all this and pretend you're. But Adam DeWoo was very prolific. Last year, they were doing the 40th anniversary for Back to the Future.
Right.
And it was going to be at the Puente Hills Mall. Right there, right?
Yeah.
And I couldn't go. There was like over 5,000 people
Oh, wow. You're
that
kidding.
showed up.
Wow.
Yeah, it's
There's a
crazy. Well, they had some of the cast there. Eric said they had some of the cast put them inside the Puente Mall because it's basically just all closed up.
Sure. Yeah.
All the shops and everything in there.
Right. I bet.
So, but it's famous. The reason why Puente Hills Mall is so famous, if you watch Back to the Future, the first one, where Marty's going to the skateboard and Doc is like, Libyans.
Yeah, the videos.
Right.
Let's say video. Yeah.
Yeah. Twin Hills Mall, Twin Pines Mall is what they called it in the movie.
Okay. Yeah. Oh God, that's flooding back with memories of those. Yeah.
So I went there last March, a couple months ago, and went there for the first time. It's incredible to see something like that.
Yeah, I bet it was. That's cool.
Yeah, but going back to Eric, I talked to him for a couple hours, and I told him about what I've done, worked on Bill and Ted's, worked on Near Dark, worked on blah, 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 blah. And he's like, really? I said, yeah. But this guy's incredible. Really nice guy. And I'm going to be talking more with him and things like that. But I'm getting way off the beaten path.
That's okay.
But I want to thank you. If
Yeah.
anybody else has a question, do you have anything in closing that you want to talk about, let people know, or?
Not really. I think we've gone over a lot, to be honest with you. We really have. It's been a while since I've talked to you, so this has been nice.
Yeah, the
I'm
last
glad we
time
got.
it was like
Yeah,
in the early 2000s when I came with my son.
yeah, exactly. Find
Yeah.
that picture somewhere. Yeah,
Right,
yeah.
right. Yeah, I think I don't know if I sent it to you. I think I did.
I, I I don't know where it is if I have it.
I'll
It's not
send it to you.
that I can see.
Yeah,
Um,
I'll text it to you. Mike
okay.
has one more question, and
Okay.
thank you so much, Jeff, for
Oh,
answering all the questions. Have you written songs or any original material or done some covers? Well, I
I
listen
know.
to the covers every night. No, go ahead.
Yeah. I wouldn't do covers because I'm not really a musician. I love to. I mean, I am. I've written music before. Yes, I have. I probably have enough stuff. I just never did anything with it for an album. And you can hear the influence of the Beatles and the Beach Boys in the stuff. My friend Jeremy uh, wrote some of the words, and I wrote the music when we were going to college. Actually, I still have them here somewhere. But if you can't read music, I used to do it by putting that on the page C, D,
Right.
what each word was, yeah, so I have. It's interesting you asked that because
Oh, thank you,
yeah,
Mike,
I
for that
have.
one.
Yeah.
Yeah. So when you come out here, you're gonna let me know, right?
Oh, of course. Yes,
Yeah. So
yep,
we
I'll
can
be
get,
out there this
yeah,
year.
we can get together, maybe reminisce over our movie we did together called Nightfall.
Yeah, no
Go to
problem.
Coach
I don't
Sante or
remember
something.
much from that, so that's what's interesting.
That was crazy. I mean, it was they filmed it at Coach Sante and Narco Sante.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
So all right.
All
Well,
right, my friend.
I appreciate it. Thank you everyone for being in chat. I want to
Yeah,
thank Mike for being here, Jim, Rainbow
thanks,
in
everybody.
Vegas, Gorilla,
Mhm.
Travel Zombie. Thank you. Travel with Lisa. We got Travel Zombie and Travel with Lisa. There we go.
Thanks,
And
everybody,
I
for
think I said
watching. I
Rainbow
appreciate it.
Disney.
Yeah.
Ronnie and Ronnie, Ronnie, you'll see in some of my videos. You have my YouTube channel, right?
Me?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, right.
Okay.
Lost
Well,
Highway?
you can rewatch this if you want later on.
Okay, cool. Yeah,
If
you're
you're
probably
bored,
edit. You're gonna
want to
edit.
see you.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe I'll
But
show it to my wife. I'll let her know. I
yeah,
don't know.
Ronnie's in some of the videos that we do when we go do things on Route 66
Okay.
and things
Cool.
like that. So and then we got Mike. Thank you for the question. Thank you for the questions, everybody. They
Yeah.
were great
Very,
questions.
really good questions, guys. Thank you. I appreciate it.
And no, it just means the world to me that you came on.
Oh, well, thank you, dude. Anytime. That means the world to me that you say that. That's great.
Yeah,
I,
if you do you have any lines from any TV shows that you can remember doing, like
mm,
Magnificent Seven or something like that?
Mag 7.
This
Can't really remember. I mean, uh,
this is terrific.
is that what I said?
Yeah,
Even remember it. This is terrific. Oh, I remember that
right,
with Robert Vaughn in the beginning.
right. And you were
Yeah,
taking notes.
looking at the hangman, the scaffold or whatever.
Right,
Yeah.
right. And then you go up to the door and go like this, and the door goes right on your face. And
Terrific. Yeah, I do remember that.
yeah, yeah. I
Yep.
got one of those
Yeah. Well,
memories that won't quit. So. All right. So again, thank you everybody for being here. If I missed you,
yes.
Kevin Theme Park Adventure also. Thank you
Yeah.
for being here.
Thank you, everybody. Thanks.
And if you ever decide to do YouTube, if you want to do something just to have fun, you're
Yeah.
not really doing anything.
Yeah, I am thinking of it. I've entertained the idea, but I just was never done anything with it yet. So
I mean, it could be just, Jeff Asch. It could be
have
just
time.
that for
Yeah.
your YouTube name. Me, I didn't want to go with my name. I didn't want to do it
No, why?
because I just feel like it's just, eh. So I had some friends that were YouTubers and they said, why don't you just be yourself when you
Yeah.
do this?
Yeah, a lot of people are on
Be
YouTube.
yourself adventures.
Yeah, right. Exactly. So
That's
most people are just themselves when they're doing this kind of stuff.
right. It's a total different format
I know.
from what we've done in the past.
Yeah, I know. It's boy, what a world we've lived through. in this, 40 years or so, 20 years even. Amazing. It's part of history that we've lived through.
Yeah, I've known you for, oh gosh, almost 40 years.
Mm-hmm.
Can
Yeah.
you believe that?
I
You
yeah.
don't want to think about it.
Unfortunately, I do believe it. I feel old in things.
Yeah, I feel old, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I get your little cane like Dick Van Dyke, and
Right. It's now
Mary
100
Poppins.
years old.
Yeah, he did a great old guy in Mary Poppins.
Oh my gosh, he's incredible. So,
He's from Arizona.
and Ronnie said until the next adventure, and Jim's like, great show, and Mike says, thank you everyone for attending today's special stream too.
Yeah, thank you, everybody. It was fun.
And Travel Lisa says, great to meet you, Jeff.
You
Thanks.
too. Mhm.
All right. Well, that's going to
Thank-
do it. You may see more of Jeff on the
Yeah.
channel.
Or if you want, maybe we'll do something else.
Yeah, maybe we'll throw. We could actually start a little comedy thing together.
Let me know.
Yeah, I think that would be kind of fun, wouldn't it?
Yeah, sure it would.
We might get some people not throwing some tomatoes at us. No,
Absolutely. Rotten tomatoes.
right, Rotten Tomatoes.
Bum.
Dun-dun-dun. All right.
All
Okay,
right.
guys. So thank you for, again, Jeff Asch. Check out his information on IMDb
Mhm.
and check out his films that he's worked on. I mean, there's so many. And catch up and find out what he is
Yeah.
really like.
Yeah. Thanks. Not too many, but there are some.
Oh, Ronnie has one more thing. Sorry. Ronnie's World. Hey, Jeff. Oh, there goes my balloons again. Sorry. Hey, Jeff. If you're ever in Arizona and want to feed and pet the wolves at Eagle Tail Mountain Preserve, let me know.
What? Okay. What is that again?
It's wolves. To pet some wolves
Oh, pet some wolves. Oh,
when you're out here.
Yeah, I've never done that. I do that.
Yeah,
If you
I
want
mean,
me
we
to
can
take
go.
one
I can take you and introduce you to Ronnie.
Oh, I love animals. I love animals so much.
You're like me.
Yeah, oh, really? Yeah.
Yeah, I got a dog that's part wolf.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, his name's Blue.
Yeah, I love them. Constantly out there giving nuts to the squirrels, and cats. I just love them.
You have
Always.
cats or dogs or dogs or cats?
We had cats. Our latest one passed away, so we're in the market now for a new one.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, another cat.
It's tough. It's
Yeah,
tough.
love dogs too, though.
Right. All right, guys. Again, thank you. And I'll keep saying thank you. And I will let you go. Stay in touch, my brother.
I
All
sure will. You too, man.
And it's a great photo opportunity, Ronnie said.
Yeah,
Thank you, Ronnie.
it is. Thanks
Okay.
for letting me know. Okay, buddy.
All right.
Talk to you
Always do
soon.
yourself. Peace.
Bye, everybody.